2 of these 5 cities have a median home value that's only $3,000 apart. $3,000 apart. Yet one of them selling for 11 days quicker, and over 30% of the homes in this city are selling over asking price. Almost the same price, completely different real estate markets. I'm Nick Ahrens with the North Denver Report. I've helped over 350 families move, and today in this video we're going to be breaking down 5 cities, and they're going to be going head to head in terms of all kinds of things. We're going to be getting into Broomfield, Arvada, Wheat Ridge, Golden, and Westminster. Here we go. All right, so here's how this is going to work. And by the way, I do have my business in Broomfield, up in the Anthem and Baseline communities right there. So I'm going to be harder on Broomfield than anywhere else. All right, so here's how this is going to work. We're going to do 4 rounds, 10 points each. Price and value, lifestyle and schools, housing stock, and investment strength. From real data from this year, not vibes, no guessing, actual information. Oh, one more thing before I get started. There's a hidden cost in some of these areas within certain cities. For example, there's a couple of pockets of Broomfield that have this, that catches all out-of-state buyers almost completely off guard every single time. And what it does is it's gonna jump the cost of home ownership for the same price of a home, several $100s higher per month than some of these other areas. We're gonna get into that. That's round 3. Round 1, we're gonna talk price and value. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go cheapest to most expensive. So first we're gonna start with Westminster. The median sale price is around $535,000. That's roughly $259 per square foot. That is the lowest ticket in the North Denver in a real city with real amenities that you're going to be able to find. If your budget is under $600,000 and you refuse to leave that corridor of that Northwest and North Denver metro area, Westminster is likely to be the spot for you because the math simply works. All right, Wheat Ridge. So the median price point here lands right around $615,000. It's a big jump up in price per square foot from Westminster. It's about $330 per square foot. But here's what that buys. You're 10 minutes from downtown Denver, you're bordering on the Highlands. On a location per dollar basis, well, Wheat Ridge pretty much beats everything else. 8 points. All right, up next is Arvada, with a median price range of $632,000 as of May 2026. It runs currently at about $278 per square foot. Prices here in Arvada have actually dipped about 4% year over year. What does this mean for homebuyers though? This means you have a short window of time, it's likely gonna be short, that they have not seen in over 7 years in Arvada. I'm gonna go ahead and give it 7 points. Next up is Broomfield, where the median home price is $635,000. Now this is that $3,000 gap I talked about just a minute ago, is between Arvada and Broomfield, where the price point is almost identical. The price per square foot is almost identical at $278 in Arvada and $274 per square foot in Broomfield. However, in Broomfield, you're generally going to be buying newer construction, especially on the north side. If you go to Baseline, Anthem Highlands, and some other communities on the west side as well, near Interlochen and the Tech Center. So why don't I rate it more points? Well, that's because in Broomfield, a lot of those newer communities, the sticker price isn't the whole payment. Again, more on that in point 3. Stick around for that. So Broomfield, we're gonna go with 6 points. And last, we've got Golden, and coming in at around $250,000 higher than Broomfield in Arvada, while the median home value is selling right now at about $870,000. You're paying a premium, yes, and you're gonna get it roughly the same square footage, to be honest. So Golden knows what it is. Golden makes you pay for what it is because of the downtown mountain access, just the beauty and the charm of that whole area there. So we're gonna go ahead and give it 3 points. All right, here we go, round 2. This is lifestyle and schools. What this round is really about more than anything else is going to be what daily life actually looks like. We're gonna be looking at commute times, trails, downtown scenes, and school ratings all combined into that. All right, Golden, this is your round. You know what you are, we just talked about it. It's got a real historic downtown. It's fun to walk through. One of my favorite spots is the Golden Mill, kind of in that hub, in that center. It's right across the river too. You can see it from the actual brewery itself. It's got Clear Creek running through it, kayak park in the middle of downtown, world-class hiking and mountain bike trails right from the town. You can just walk out your door and you can just go. It's amazing. You got the Colorado School of Mines there, which keeps that energy kind of vibrant, kind of going as well. And it's only about 25 minutes to downtown Denver. It's only about 20 minutes to downtown Boulder. Nothing else on this list compares to it in this round. Golden, 9 points. Broomfield is the position play. In Broomfield, especially the north side of Broomfield, you're gonna sit about 30 minutes to Boulder, 30 minutes to Denver, and about 30 minutes to Denver International Airport. So location-wise, it's pretty darn phenomenal. Now, Broomfield's public school system, on average, across the board in the city, is rated 7 out of 10 as per greatschools.org. That's the strongest average rating of any area we're going to put into this video here. In Anthem and Anthem Highlands specifically, the residents there have the highest concentration of work from home families of anywhere else we're also reviewing, at about 50%. So, the neighborhood is built with 48 miles of trails, dozens of pocket parks, and it's close to just about everything you want to do. I'm also, for those reasons, going to be giving it a 9-point score. The hands down best downtown, my favorite one, especially at the top because you've got Teo Cali, which is one of my favorite Mexican restaurants in the entire Denver metro area, is Old Town Arvada. It's phenomenal. Honestly, it's my favorite downtown of any of the metro cities north and west of Denver. It's got fantastic restaurants, great breweries. It's got the G-Line light rail that puts you right at Union Station in downtown without having to drive on the major interstates. It's got a massive trail and park system throughout the city. Apex rec centers. However, it loses a point because of this one thing. It is split actually into 2 separate counties. Now, those 2 counties are Jefferson County and Adams County. The Jefferson County side of Arvada actually has school of choice, but overall as a city, the schools aren't quite what they are in Broomfield and Golden, so I'm going to deduct 1 point. Arvada, you get 8 points. All right, now we've got Wheat Ridge. It's the closest area to Denver from anything else here. Clear Creek runs right through it. It's got some cool walking trails right against it. One of my favorite dog parks actually is right against the creek there. And it has real character. It's got some older homes, it's got some newer homes, it's got a lot of diversity in terms of architecture that's there, in terms of community and vibe of types of people who are there as well. This is where you find half-acre lots within a 10-minute drive to downtown Denver. Here's the catch though. The public school ratings are around a 4 out of 10 as per grade schools. So I gotta knock it down. Sorry, Wheat Ridge, you guys, well, you're getting 6 points. Now we've got Westminster. You've got Stanley Lake, you got the Westminster Center, you've got the redevelopment slowly of the downtown. It's really taking its time. You don't really have any solid trail connections, to be totally honest with you. It's genuinely fine. I don't have anything negative to say about it overall. It just kind of falls flat in this area, to be totally honest with you, in my opinion. Not negative, not positive. Westminster, 6 points. Well, will you look at that. After the first 2 rounds, we've got a 3-way tie at the top. This is why you want to run the actual numbers from somebody who lives here, somebody who works here, somebody who knows the trails, knows the areas, knows the breweries, knows the restaurants, and has helped a lot of families buy and sell real estate over the years. All right, now, let's jump into the next one. Round 3. This is going to be housing stock and hidden costs. So 2 questions for this round. What can you actually buy? And what's the payoff for what you buy? Meaning, what are the all-in monthly costs on a comparison basis? What are those hidden fees? What are not those hidden fees? What are the tax rates? All of that. First, the hidden cost. It's called metro districts. Right here in Colorado, a lot of the newer homes were built with a metro district financing to actually create them. What does that mean? What that means is the developer for the area borrowed a lump sum of money, not to build the homes, but to actually build the infrastructure of what a community, a large scale community actually needs. The roads, the sewers, the waterways, the police department, the schools, the fire departments, everything else that comes with it. What happens is that lump sum of money, that bond gets paid back through taxes, through property taxes, over the course of a few decades by the homeowners in the area. This oftentimes can be $150 a month extra or $100 a month extra in payments, or it can be hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month extra in payments for some of these newer areas. So what does that mean? Unfortunately, a lot of out-of-state homebuyers don't know this when they're going to look at different areas. And even a lot of people within the state of Colorado don't fully understand how Metro District taxes work. That's why it's important to get with somebody like me to actually walk you through it, community to community, so you know what the all-in cost is of an area. By the way, hey, if you've made it this far, give me a like, give me a thumbs up. It helps me a ton. Do it now, no excuses. And let's jump right back into things. So where does this additional tax hit? Primarily, it's gonna be the newer homes. So in Arvada, it's gonna be the Candelas area. In Broomfield, it's gonna be on the north side in the Baseline, Anthem Highlands communities. Think newer, bigger master planned communities is where you're typically going to find it. It's not a flat fixed amount. It does vary community to community. So where are you not going to find these things? You are not going to find them, is a general rule of thumb, anything built earlier than the year 2000. So anything 1940s all the way up to the year 2000s, probably not going to happen. You're probably not going to see it in areas like Wheat Ridge or any of the other cities where you're finding homes of that age. So because we're talking about housing stock and total cost, even though there is a lot of Metro District taxing in this area, I'm going to put it as number one, which is Broomfield. It's got the widest array of new construction. And a lot of times, even though it comes with a Metro District tax, it comes with a low fixed interest rate to offset that quite substantially. So especially, it's in that North Denver area. It's right off of I-25. It's close to all your modern amenities. And the Baseline community is actively under construction. It's going to have a very walkable, supposedly lively downtown once it's all built out, which a lot of it currently is. The Anthem Highlands area, you're going to find homes that are averaging between $650,000 to about $950,000 in that 2005 to 2015 build year, with a much lower Metro tax than the brand new ones over at Baseline. Now, a lot of Broomfield doesn't have a Metro tax, and that's going to be the center hub and most of the west side of Broomfield, where you find those homes that are pre-2000s. Because of all this, in the Broomfield massive amount of inventory that's out there, 9 points. All right, Arvada comes in second place here. It's the range play. Here's what I mean by that. You've got brand new construction out in the northwest side, out in the Candelas area. So there's some really cool modern homes, high ceilings, lots of natural light that comes in. But if you go over closer to Old Town, you've got some of that old historic charm. You've got homes that were built in the 1910s, 20s, and 30s, as well as a lot of stock that was built in some of the neighboring communities through the 50s through the 90s. So because of that range, we've got the range play Arvada in that second spot. Arvada lets you choose what you want to live in, from old historic charm to that classic 60s, 70s, 80s feel to mid-century modern to brand new construction. Because of all that, we're gonna go Arvada, 8 points. Westminster, most of the homes were built between 1970 and 1995. They're functional, they're well priced. Some newer homes, not really a whole lot. You're not gonna find the older charm of those historic homes. So it's just kind of that same similar feel throughout most of the city. You are buying a lot of home per square foot here. Because of all that, 6 points. Wheat Ridge. Most of the homes in Wheat Ridge were built between 1945 and about 1970. Think single level range style brick homes, large lots, that type of feel to it. So if you're a renovator, this is gonna be the spot you absolutely want to go to. You're handy, you wanna do your own floors, redo your own kitchen, go here. It's very affordable to do so. However, a lot of that inventory feels exactly the same here. So in terms of a stock perspective at a range of things, you're really not gonna find a whole lot. Now, there are some outliers, some teardowns, some rebuilds that are just beautiful, phenomenal homes. However, in this video, I'm trying to get to the bulk of individuals here. There are some amazing homes I've seen come and go here. But for the vast majority of people, if you want something turnkey, it's gonna be real hard to do in Wheat Ridge. Because of all that, 5 points. Golden, this one kind of breaks my heart, but I gotta be honest, I gotta be real with you guys. So geography is density. Think about that when we think about Golden. What I mean by that is the foothills and Table Mountains kind of surround it. So everything's sort of in this little box. Now, I'm not talking about the outlier beautiful homes that are up in the mountains with views. I'm talking about the vast majority of the city of Golden. There's very little new inventory that comes available. The homes are quite quirky, quite fun. I love them to death, but there's hardly any of it. Because there's hardly any of it and it's quite dense for what it is, the price per square foot's up there. Sorry, Golden, 5 points. All right, at the end of 3 rounds, we've got Broomfield in the lead by just 1 single point. Let's jump into round 4. Here we go. This is important to me. It's near and dear because it impacts so many people. It's investment opportunities and market velocity in different areas. What the heck does that mean? Well, it's basically a fancy way of saying, if you buy here now, what is your home likely going to be worth in the future? What is your likely equity position in the future? Now, why is that important? Well, it's because most people don't stay in their home for 30 years. Most of the people I'm talking to, they say, hey, Nick, this is more of a 4 to 5 or 6 years ownership, and then we're gonna leverage it to trade up to the next home. Or a lot of people moving from out of state or wherever else they may be going is, hey, I just need a space for my kids, and I know at some point they're gonna move out, and I'm going to want to take that equity and downsize. So I wanna make sure people are in a good position with the home that they buy. So how do we look at that? We look at days on market, and we look at those trends of what's likely to happen based off of what historically has been happening. All right, last round scoring, here we go. Which market protects your money the most? Not which sub-market, but which geographic big market. If you want to break down sub-cities, send me a message, go back to my page. And by the way, I've got a ton more of these kinds of comparisons. I've got property tour walkthroughs back in my page. Go back there, there's tons of stuff there. Subscribe, and again, you made it this far, you owe me a like. Hit that button for me, it helps my page so much. But if you have other questions on communities that I haven't mentioned or subdivisions that I haven't mentioned specifically here, let me know. I'll give you a full breakdown on them. I've got relocation guides and a lot more. All my information is back in the bio here. Anyways, what we're going to be looking at is inventory, months supply, days on market, and how often sellers are getting an offer over their listed price. Okay, up first, we've got Broomfield, and the numbers scream it, hands down. There's only 1.8 months of inventory in the city. Homes are selling in roughly 21 days, and sellers are getting 99% plus of their list price. In fact, 29% of homes are selling over their listed price. Think about it, from last year, the price point has jumped up quite substantially. Broomfield County has a 3-month median that was up 7.6% year over year, while most of the Denver metro pricing was flat. It's way up, it's got 2 demand centers for jobs, very high paying jobs, and a capped amount of inventory. So, Broomfield, 9 points. All right, Arvada is an interesting one, and here's why. It's a very competitive market. It's only got 2.2 months of inventory right now, meaning homes are moving very, very quickly. However, the median home price dipped about 4% from last year. But I don't see that as a weakness. I see this as a buying opportunity for Arvada, especially in a handful of very specific communities. I think they're gonna make a very big jump over the next 3 to 5 years for a lot of different reasons. So Arvada, because of all this, in that little buying window I think we're in, the downtown and everything else, the limited inventory because it can't really grow a whole lot more, I'm gonna go with 7 points. Westminster, up 20% over the last 5 years, which is huge. However, it's also the lowest entry price point of all the cities that we've noted. For rentability, it's way up there. So if somebody's looking to house hack, get into something, buy it, rent it out while they buy the next one, this is probably going to be a great opportunity in terms of house hacking or buying your first investment property. But long-term, prices have been near flat. I don't see a lot of opportunity for growth. And without that downtown really built yet and uncertainty around how it's going to finalize and get fully developed, I'm still gonna give it a decent score. We're gonna go 7 points. All right, let's talk Wheat Ridge. The redevelopment story is very real. There's a lot of homes being redeveloped and sold for a premium in Wheat Ridge. Land isn't getting cheaper anytime soon. Only 10 minutes from downtown Denver, the lot sizes are quite giant compared to a lot of these other areas. But the near-term data is soft and it's choppy. So month to month, it's kind of all over the place. So I think it's more of a long-term play as opposed to a short-term hold. Because of that, patience is going to be required if you buy in Wheat Ridge. All in all, 6 points. All right, Golden. It's a little interesting, and here's why. Scarcity is always going to be an issue in Golden. They're not making more buildable land, and it's pretty much maxed to capacity. It's also the slowest market out there of anything that we've talked about right now. It's been relatively flat for several years. People buying Golden not to flip it, not for the equity position short term. People buying Golden for what Golden has to offer. For the downtown, for the accessibility to the mountains, and for everything else, that just beautiful, historic, fun charm it's got there. So all in all, 6 points. All right, final scoreboard, here we go. Broomfield, 33 points. Arvada, 30. Westminster, 28. Wheat Ridge, 25. And Golden, 23 points. And I hate saying that because I love the city of Golden so much. But if you have different criteria for your family or for your journey, and you want to compare that to different neighborhoods, different communities, different cities, or a home you've found, send that information to me and I will give you an honest breakdown and a whole scoring system for as many cities, communities, and homes as you want. Go back to my bio, go back to my page, my contact information is there. And if you found this helpful, by the way, I'm going to be getting into a lot more in just a second here, so hang around. But if you found this helpful, give me a like again, give me a comment, and follow this page because I've got so much more coming. Community comparisons, city comparisons, and all of that. So now we've got the final round. Broomfield versus Arvada. Let's go. All right, we're right back where we started. Two cities with a $3,000 apart gap in those median home prices. Here's the honest head-to-head breakdown between Arvada and Broomfield. All right, here we go. It's going to be different for everybody, and here's why. You're going to buy in Arvada if you want character. You want a range of homes and a lot of diversity. You want old Victorian homes right next to bungalows, right next to mid-century modern homes, right next to things that are torn down and brandly built up, all right next to each other on the same street. You're going to have that choice of home or brand new homes out in Candelas. You're going to have all kinds of different options in the city of Arvada. You've got a real walkable downtown and one of my favorites, if not my absolute favorite, outside of Golden, in the entire North and West Denver metro areas. You've got the G-Line light rail, which brings you right to downtown. Easy commute to Boulder, and easy commuting-wise to Denver as well. To round things out in Arvada, you've got a price dip that's going to help a lot of home buyers build a lot of equity in the next couple of years. Again, that's coming from the data that I've been tracking in the prognostications that I am dang good at. Broomfield's gonna lead the play if you want something newer. What I mean by that is pretty much everything's new there. 80s through brand new construction. A lot of 80s and 90s builds, a lot of 2000s, 2010 builds in brand new construction where the ground it's just a hole in the ground and the foundation's being poured as you watch this video. Broomfield has the top school averages citywide compared to everything else that we've done here and looked at. It's also about equidistant between Boulder, Denver, and Denver International Airport. So commute-wise is relatively doable to almost anything that you want to get to. In some of the newer areas, you've got a lot of trails. The city of Denver, the county of Denver, actually requires about 30% of the land to be designated public open space. So you've got a phenomenal trail system across the entire city of Broomfield. Oh, that's hard to decide if I had to choose between the two. Obviously, you guys know my bias is North Broomfield. I just love the area. I love the families I've gotten to know there over the years. But if you want a real downtown, don't go to Broomfield. You've got to go to Arvada. If commute times are important and you travel a lot, probably North Broomfield is going to be the spot for you. If you want to get out to the mountains more often, Arvada is probably going to be the spot for you. But I do have a question. What city and what area did I not mention here that you think deserves an honorable mention? Put that in the comments below. Anyhow, again, my name is Nick Ahrens with the North Denver Report. I look forward to talking to you soon. Reach out to me, follow this page, go back to my bio. I've got so much more good content. And if you want any information on a home or a community, again, reach out to me. My direct cell phone number and my personal email are back in my page. And I look forward to hearing from you soon.